Welcome back, ladies and gents. On today's show, Lamborghini does something, an EV LS swap, and we spot the next Corvette Z06. Plus this week's auctions to watch. I'm Tiffany Stone, and this is Hagerty's Daily Driver. Let's buckle up. First up, to boost attention to their Huracan EVO Spyder, Lamborghini tweeted, this thing. And honestly, I don't even know what it is, but it definitely looks familiar. According to Lamborghini, it's a photo shoot orchestrated by acclaimed Italian photographer and designer Valentina Somariva. But what's exactly even happening here? Maybe the tweet's text will help. Quote, Huracan EVO Spyder is the spaceship that aliens use to interact with the environment, revealing the relationship between space and Earth. Okay, well, if there's a car that doesn't need help getting attention, it's definitely a drop-top Lamborghini. But the goal was to get people talking about it, and here we are. So, well played, Lamborghini. Now let the alien out. It may not be from outer space, but this Tesla motor kit looks like it could be. Developed in a joint effort by EV West and Revolt Systems, it bolts to your existing small block Chevy's motor mounts. EV conversions have been steadily gaining in popularity, but usually require lots of custom fabrication. Usually the electric motors had been placed where the axles were, the way they sit in Tesla's production cars. Well, this changes all of that. Now all you have to do is just pull out your V8, drop this in, and bolt it right up to your existing drive shaft. Think about it as the LS swap of gigawatts, except it's a bit expensive. A brand new E-Rod cost about 10 grand. Now EV West says that their kit will cost about $30,000 without batteries and controllers. Would you replace your small block with one of these? Let us know in the comments down below. And speaking of small blocks, Hagerty spy photographers caught this out on the road. Under that termite tent is the new Corvette Z06, or at least we think it is. Notice the wheels are covered in black discs? Well, that could be to hide Chevy's new carbon fiber wheels, which aren't offered on any other Corvette. Okay, we know that's not a lot of evidence, but our spy photographer said that the engine sounded higher pitched than the C8's LT2 engine. Now the Z06 could get the 5.5 liter flat plane V8 that powers the C8R race car. So stay tuned, Corvette fans. And coming up, some car auctions to keep your eye on. But first, check out this old GM EV1 commercial.
The electric car is here.
It's Monday, which means you could be looking for a distraction from work. I mean, you're watching the show, right? Well, to help you put off productivity a bit longer, here's a couple of auctions we'll be paying attention to this week. First up, if you missed out on ordering a new Mustang GT350, how about this? A 1967 Shelby GT350. This one is for sale, and as far as vintage Mustangs go, it's basically perfect. Restored in 2008 and painted in moss green, it has everything we want in a classic Mustang. It has a rebuilt 289 V8, a 4-speed manual transmission, driving lights, and hood pins. You could say it's classic from tip to tail. Now it's not cheap, but perfection rarely is. Moving up a few decades, we have this Euro spec 1985 BMW 635 CSI currently for sale on Bring a Trailer. Arguably one of the best looking coupes BMW has ever made. Notice the proportional restrained kidney grille? BMW, are you noticing all of this? Well, it's a 2-owner car that was bought into Germany and shipped into the US. It has AC and more paperwork than a constitutional amendment. But with BMW's new cars being, polarizing, people may be looking to the past to scratch their Bavarian itch. It's not all expensive muscle and executive coupes here though. For the budget-minded, we kept an eye on this Acura RSX. This was the 4th and final generation of the Acura Integra, but it was called the RSX here. It has an inline 4-cylinder that makes 201 horsepower and revs to an insane 8,000 RPM. You can keep it buzzing by rowing the 6-speed manual. Now the interior still looks good and it should be dead reliable. One of the downsides with these is that Honda got rid of the double wishbone suspension that made the Integra handle so well. But they're quick, fun, and reliable, So it's only a matter of time before these gain the attention of nostalgic enthusiasts. Head over to Hemmings for some more details. Well, that's all for me today, but I'll be back tomorrow with more car news. Until then, keep driving.